Got a document here in front of me. Statutory Rape, Guide to State Laws and Reporting Requirements. I love to talk about this issue. And it's so hard to stop talking about it because there's so much stupidity and illogic, emotional reasoning that people just can't think about this topic clearly. And it's funny in a way, but it's in a way not funny because it really does have an impactful effect on society. It's harmful. People go to jail for it. It affects the way we mature and grow as adults. Right? Young people don't get to mature properly. And what happens is they get to 18 after having been, talked down to, gone through the whole program of legislated school. Like, you can't even drop out before 18. Can't even drop out of high school. You have to stay in school. You have to. Now it's the law. You have to stay in school. It's just terrible. And they're equivocated to being something of, or equated to being something as equivalent of unconscious. There's statutory rape laws, and with sodomy laws in California, which are also ironic, and I'll get into the subject of this in a second. Sodomy laws in California put in the same category. Sodomy laws used to be, comes from the Bible, right? So we have legislated biblical Genesis in the law, now sodomy laws. But then those got changed because then, we can't be going criminalizing homosexuals for having anal sex. And that was what sodomy laws really were historically, until the ACLU kind of got involved in that. Back when the ACLU used to do anything that was fair, now they don't. They're all about social justice and racism and all that crap, critical race theory. Back when they used to do things that were about the rule of law and the principle of law and Enlightenment values. But now these sodomy laws now target people who are unconscious or, get this, in the same category of under 16. Same thing as being unconscious, right? That's they're in the same category according to the law. That's how the law views young people. Just the same as being unconscious. You're not capable of making any decisions. You're under 16. You can't think. You have no mind whatsoever. Listen to what you're told. Stay in school. That's what the law does. That's the way the law treats young people. And it has an influential effect on societal values. We're enculturated with this. Young people need to stay in school. They're not adults yet. And then that gives rise to the whole new category of person called emerging adults. 18 to 25-year-olds. Because what happened, you went through school and you did what you were told until age 18, and you're not ready yet. And why aren't you ready? Well, it couldn't possibly be because the system failed you, right? Because then that would require a complete revamping and overhaul of the entire system. So they say, well, no, it's because young people are no good. They're not even adults yet. They're emerging adults. They're not ready yet. They can't handle it because they're mentally deficient. That's how the modern social psychologists look down on young people. So, I don't agree with that at all, obviously, as you can tell. I believe that young people have been robbed of their potential by being placed into school and being forced to go to mass compulsory schooling that isn't catered or tailored towards developing individual potential. Right? You got 3rd grade math, 4th grade math, 5th grade math, and 6th grade math. Everybody does the same thing, and they all line up and get in line and listen to the bells and go to the next class on time. It's a machine. There's no way that it could possibly be tailored to the specific individual, to manifesting potential. Whether that's developing circuit boards for calculators or coming up with new inventions, repairing motorcycles, learning how to play baseball better for 3 hours a day. None of those things are on the table. None of the things that don't even exist as subjects yet are on the table. The system is limited. And it's extremely limiting for the most creative and open individuals who dream of new potential. Oh, what if we could do this? The system doesn't even allow for those people to exist. It just kills them. It kills creativity, open inquiry, thought, dialectic, Socratic method. It kills all ingenuity, all geniuses are harmed by mass compulsory schooling. So anyway, let's get into this thing about statutory rape, a guide to state laws and reporting requirements. says here that an introduction, this is just so stupid. It's so embarrassing that anybody would want to put their name on it. It doesn't have a name on it, but it does say that it's the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation. In the introduction, it says, HHS is concerned about the health of adolescents. Health of adolescents, it sounds important. Including unwanted sexual contact at a young age. Wow, that sounds, definitely got to be concerned about that. I am still on board with that. Now, number one, it says research finds that, number one, adolescents who are sexually active at a young age are more likely to experience coercive sex. Okay, so how does the law define coercive sex? Oh, that's right. If you're before a certain age, then it's inherently coercive. So young people who have experienced sex were coerced, and therefore they're more likely to have been coerced because they've defined coercive as any sex that involves those young people. It's circular logic with an equivocation. This doesn't qualify as thinking, and it should be embarrassing to present such ideas with your name on them in front of anybody who knows how to think. It's embarrassing. It's just dumb. Number two, half of children born to minors are fathered by adult men. Born to minors. So a minor being under age of 18. Oh, and so the men are, half of them are over 18. Oh, interesting. So what about the statistic that most women prefer men 4 to 5 years older? So if you're 20 years old and you're a female, your male partner is going to be 24, 25 years old. That's statistically right on the money. That's what women choose. That's what women select for. Men who are a little older and a little bit higher with social status. That's what women choose. That's not men finding somebody 4 to 5 years older. Men will find a number of women that they might try to get. But women generally select the men. Women are the choosers in society. They're the ones who choose who they want to have sex with. So half of children born to minors are fathered by adult men. So if the woman is below the age of 18, let's say she's 15, and her partner is 4 to 5 years older, her partner is going to be 19 or 20. That's what you should expect as normal. The woman selecting, the 15-year-old selecting someone 19 to 20. That should be considered normal because that's what normal women do. Now, just because the person is older than her, and if she selected that person, how can we conclude that that person is therefore abusive? It doesn't make any sense. There's no logical connection to abuse in that age gap at all. None at all. Now, you might not like that age gap. You might find it to be disgusting. I can look back in history and find many other things that people found to be disgusting, which were criminalized, such as, how about those sodomy laws? How'd those come to be? Somebody put those in the Bible because, it's disgusting and salacious. Let's put that in there. Let's make this big salacious story. And let's codify it into law because, imagine how gross that is. Yeah, that should be illegal. So how disgusting something seems to you, your feelings of disgust don't make a determination for whether something is ethically right or wrong. People can do all kinds of weird stuff in the bedroom. It might be disgusting to you. Things involving feces and different orifices and different members and limbs going into those orifices. Might be disgusting to a lot of people. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't mean that the people who were doing it didn't want to do that. Maybe you might question their taste as, wow, how could they possibly want that? I can't understand it. But they do. And the idea that people don't want age gaps or that they're inherently harmed, that there's no way that people with two disparate ages could be having a healthy relation doesn't make any sense. So this document here, with its two arguments, statutory rape, a guide to state laws and reporting requirements, is dumb.